night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news fix. When it comes to top stories, we're on a whole new orbit.
Now on NBC Palm Springs at 6, it's Outdoor Worker Appreciation Week. From construction crews to lifeguards, all types of outdoor workers recognized at an event this afternoon.
Also tonight, the city of Indio opening its first ever brewery. We have details on this new business coming up in a full report.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. We start tonight as earlier this year, California State Assembly member Greg Wallace introduced a legislative resolution marking July 21st through the 27th this week as Outdoor Worker Appreciation Week. That's tonight's top story. Tonight, over at Cathedral City High School's Olympic Pool, the Assemblymen, in partnership with the Desert Recreation District, are recognizing those outdoor workers by giving out refreshments. Our Brett Rosen joins us live in studio tonight with that story. Brett?
Mark, while free waters and frozen treats are nice, when I was speaking with both the assemblymen and the outdoor workers, it was clear that it was more than just what was being given out. It was about making sure those who have felt overlooked in the past are now seen. It's a hot day at the Cathedral City High School's Olympic Pool. And while usually during the summer months, the Outdoor Recreation District is using the pool for open swim hours and swimming lessons, today it was State Assemblyman Greg Wallace who took a visit to help recognize the lifeguards working the pool as part of the Outdoor Worker Appreciation Week.
The idea is we've got folks who are working out here outdoors all summer long in extreme temperature conditions to be able to continue to provide services for our community, and we just wanted to say thank you. So in the state legislature 3 years ago was the first time we passed a resolution commemorating officially Outdoor Worker Week, and we've been able to pass one every year since.
One lifeguard on the team is college freshman Teo Hernandez, who says oftentimes outdoor workers can be overlooked.
Before I was a lifeguard, I would see the gardeners doing landscaping, and I would see other lifeguards, and I wouldn't think about how they had to be outside the whole time. I was like, whenever I would get hot, I'd just go inside, drink some water or something, but they're out there the whole time doing their jobs, doing work.
Hernandez says being a lifeguard is not an easy task. In the summer heat, you constantly need to cover up from the sun and stay hydrated. And even though it's hard work, he says the Outdoor Worker Appreciation Week gives himself more motivation to keep going.
I feel grateful that our people in our government care about us and feel the need to appreciate what we do, because it is difficult to be out in the heat.
Greg Wallace says he has a construction background, so he knows all too well how much the summer heat can take a toll on your body. But he also knows how far a simple thank you can go for an outdoor worker.
Being up on a roof in the summertime it does take a toll on your body, and sometimes just a friendly smile, hand your workers a glass of water, bring them water bottles, make sure that they're hydrated, because when they're out there in these extreme conditions, it really is something that is not for the faint of heart.
Now, the appreciation did not stop there, as Greg Wallace and the Desert Recreation District also went to Cathedral City's Panorama Park, not just to give out waters and popsicles, but to give the recognition to those who put their body through the extreme summer weather to keep the community going. Live in studio, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you, Brett. We've got a live look outside now from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage, where, yeah, it would have been a little toasty if you were an outdoor worker today or any day in the summer here in the Coachella Valley. So thank you to all of our outdoor workers, construction teams, landscapers, our farm workers as well. A very important job, and at least this week, a little below average.
Yeah, hopefully they're getting a little bit of relief. Like, we are still in the triple digits, but definitely better than the one teen. So, but yes, thank you to all of you that work during the day, because even though it is a little bit below average, still very hot out there. It is summer in the desert after all, so we appreciate you. At 105 right now, still in downtown Palm Springs at the airport. Those winds, and not too bad looking at that Rancho Mirage cam, and the 5 o'clock show, a little bit gusty for Rancho Mirage. We'll be tracking those winds for the next couple of days. We have this low pressure system center that is just to the northwest of Point Conception. We had our eye on that because as that inches closer, it's always going to pick up those winds for us here in the desert and the mountain slopes. So for the Sangonio Pass, North Palm Springs, those winds will be picking up, especially as we get into our Thursday and Friday. As far as right now, onshore flow, so that will stay consistent too, right? Winds from the west. It's also ushering in those cooler conditions. That's why we're staying below average this week, which is nice. But along with that is those winds as well. 21 mile per hour wind gusts for Palm Springs, 21 also up in Yucca Valley. As far as your evening stroll this evening, still in the mid 90s for the 7 o'clock hour, 90s for 8 p.m. will be 80s by 10 o'clock. And if you are a late night person going for your evening bike ride at midnight, you're going to be in the 70s for those overnight conditions. Thursday, more the same than what we expect to see from what we're seeing today. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Below seasonal conditions for most of the rest of the week. Into the weekend, we have a warm up on the way for next week, above 110 degrees. We'll break down what you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Chloe. And new at 6 o'clock tonight, Indio's brewing up something special. And we're not just talking about beer.
City's first ever brewery is opening its doors, expanding the local business scene. Antonio Marquez tonight reports.
That's right, Indio Brewing is finally opening its doors officially, and it's welcoming the whole family, focusing on bringing the best to the brewery, but also fun for the whole family.
Spend the afternoon here. You know, it's not just for adults, but also bring the kids.
You heard right. Bring the whole family to Indio Brewing, where a brewery becomes a go-to place for everyone to enjoy quality time with each other.
When COVID happened, a lot of breweries shut down, so really got more into home brewing, and got our business partners who are family friends, got them into home brewing as well, and it kind of started all from that.
And now it has become the first brewery to open in the city of Indio, adding its own style and offering a place to go during the hot days of summer, but also the rest of the year.
One of the biggest things that North Indio was lacking is a place to hang out at. And so when we decided to open the brewery and deciding where in Indio we wanted, we chose North Indio so that way we had a place for families like ourselves to come and enjoy somewhere family friendly that, you know, the families can just come down and hang out. There's plenty of parking, so that's not an issue. And then we even have the parking lot, so that way we can have food trucks come in and have easy access with our door open when the weather's nice.
And when we say that Indio Brewing is committed to bringing the community together, they mean it. Not only pouring their hard work and heart into the recipes, but also giving others the opportunity to do the same.
We've been talking to a couple of other local home brewers, and mentioned to them, if they feel like they have a really good recipe, we're more than happy to have them come in and be like a guest brewer for us. Where we'll, of course, we'll pay for all the ingredients. We'll facilitate the brewing, and we have all the equipment here.
A really unique experience and one to look forward to during the grand opening this weekend. So remember, the grand opening will be this Friday starting at 4 p.m. with a live DJ and giveaways. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
City of Indio unveiling a comprehensive strategic plan this week outlining priorities through the year 2030, targeting 6 key areas that include downtown development and economic opportunity. As part of the 5-year plan, city officials seek to attain and retain businesses to diversify the city's employment base and create a variety of job types for residents. For local businesses, this can signify a potential benefit from streamlining licensing and economic development initiatives. The city also hopes to encourage an ecosystem of entrepreneurship for residents through partnerships with the county and College of the Desert, which they hope will lead to new business opportunities.
We have two key focus areas. One is for economic development as a whole, looking at the whole community. Where can we develop businesses and opportunities throughout, small businesses, large commercial developments, employment for folks, creating jobs here locally. About 80% of people that live in Indio commute out. So how do we keep our residents here, working here, and living here? As far as downtown, we have a downtown destination section. We have several developments currently going on, new restaurants coming in the next 12 to 18 months. We have a hotel that's a Skyline that's under construction right now. So there's a lot of good stuff already going on in downtown. So we're looking at increasing that, bolstering that, and bringing more businesses in.
The plan emerged from community engagement, reaching thousands of residents through forums, surveys, and interviews.
And the city of Indio is also partnering with Lifestream Blood Bank to hold a community blood drive event. It's at the Indio Teen Center. This is Thursday from noon to 5. Donors will receive a $20 gift card to Amazon and a Riverside County t-shirt while supplies last.
The Cathedral City Police Officers Association is hosting a back-to-school supplies giveaway event. It's being held tomorrow, starts at 11 in the morning, goes to 2 in the afternoon. They'll have things like water slides, arts and craft stations, fun for the whole family. It's going to be held at Cathedral City Community Amphitheater. You can visit our website if you want more details.
And the city of Palm Springs is taking inventory of its arts and cultural sites all throughout the city. They're conducting a survey to assess all businesses and organizations like performing arts spaces, art galleries, and theater companies. They have a survey that you can fill out to help them with this. You can find that link to the survey on the newsroom tab of our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Modernism Week set to announce their lineup of events for their fall run this year. Tickets go on sale August 1st for the event, which will run October 16th through the 19th. The main Modernism Week celebration is planned next year for February. Those tickets go on sale after the fall preview in November.
Well, from the fields to the classroom, a new opportunity is helping farm workers in the Coachella Valley build a brighter future. It's a free program through UC Riverside's Palm Desert campus, and it gives participants the tools they need to launch a new career or even open their own business. Our Alondra Campos joins us live in studio with more details for us. Alondra?
That's right. For years, local farm workers have helped feed families across California. Now, a new program is helping them feed their own dreams. I want to study and start a new career and leave the fields. For Veronica Felipe, the grape fields of the Coachella Valley have been a way to support her family. She, along with her mom, work for long hours under the sun just to put food on their table. But now she sees a new opportunity, one that could help her become her own boss. I am very interested in this program. I do like working with kids, and it would be an opportunity for me to leave the fields and obtain a profession for myself. Now she is taking the first step toward that future. UC Riverside Extension is offering a free 12-month program to help farm workers like Veronica transition into early childhood education. Through hands-on experience, English language support, and weekend online classes to better accommodate their schedules, farm workers will have the opportunity to earn a state-issued associate teacher permit that allows them to work in a variety of early childhood education centers.
They have the opportunity to be able to work at preschool size, even to open their own business. They can also work in an infant toddler program.
The initiative is funded by the California Employment Development Department and led locally by UCR Palm Desert, part of a statewide mission to open new pathways for agricultural workers. According to a national agricultural workers survey conducted by the United States Department of Labor, the average level of formal education completed by California farm workers is 8th grade. And only 25% of California farm workers reported having taken at least one adult education class in the United States. UCR officials tell us they hope this program makes the difference.
But it's not only like empowering this particular community of people, like that work at the field, but also like bringing to the community the service of professional people that will support children and their families.
Whether it's starting a new career or launching a home daycare, this program is helping farm workers turn their hard work into lasting independence. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
Thank you for that report tonight, Alondra. More local news for you. The Coachella Valley Rail Project is picking up speed. The City Council is meeting right now, and on their agenda is an overview of community feedback and decisions that have been made so far. This rail project will connect the Coachella Valley to Orange and Los Angeles counties. Officials are looking at a downtown location near 4th Street and Grapefruit Boulevard as the hub for the station, although no plan has been finalized. The report indicates it will lay the groundwork for a larger downtown revitalization effort with plans for mixed housing and restaurants in the future as well. Coming up next tonight on NBC Palm Springs, a health alert will tell you why men should focus on bone health as they age. The experts have details right after the break.
First tonight, we have a look at your gold and silver prices. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6 o'clock on this Wednesday evening, and we're back right after this.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
It's a disease that's often overlooked by men. Osteoporosis weakens bones, causing them to break easier.
This condition does not discriminate based on gender. Mandy Gaither tonight explains why men should also focus on bone health.
At 40 years old, Brad Barbin was prescribed steroids for a condition. Because of that medication, he was told his bone health was at risk, something he'd never thought about before.
I had played football and rugby after college, and so never really worried about breaking bones until somebody says, yours are at risk for fractures, if not worse.
Because of that, Barbin says he started walking 3 to 5 miles a day to help maintain bone strength. Regular exercise and resistance training can help prevent osteoporosis, says Dr. Paul Lewis with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Exercise is medicine.
Lewis says some in the U.S. don't see bone density as a top health concern, but it can significantly impact a person's life, especially as they age.
If you have the diagnosis of osteoporosis, you're 4.5 times increased risk of a spinal fracture. And men particularly, they have more complications and more poor outcomes after an osteoporotic fracture than women.
Now at age 68, Barbin says he feels great and encourages all men to focus on bone health.
The best thing you can do is do your annual checkup. Listen to them when they tell you you need to take a bone density test. Just do it. and you have a much better
Awesome.
idea of what your next 10 years are going to look like.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, big changes coming to Costco's food court. Don't panic, nothing is happening to the $1.50 hot dog, kind of. See, Costco is switching their drinks in their food courts from Pepsi back to Coke. So now when you order that hot dog for $1.50, it'll come with a Coke instead of a Pepsi. The warehouse giant previously switched from Coca-Cola to Pepsi. That was back in 2013. Costco says it aims to offer Coca-Cola products on all food courts nationwide by the fall.
Live look outside from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Some cooler temperatures this week, but a change on the way. Chloe Carlson's tracking that 7-day right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
And happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark, High Willem and Cam in Rancho Mirage. Mostly clear blue skies out there today. I think there's a cloud or two over our mountains, but that is about it. Much drier conditions for us today and for the rest of the work week. 107 for the high today. So we'll say slightly below average, right around seasonal for this time of year. No complaints there. 119 is the record-breaking number from 2018. Outside right now, 86 in Banning. We are 95 on the other side of the 10 there in Desert Hot Springs, 85 up in Yucca Valley, 101 on the southeast and in Indio. Mid-70s overnight tonight, 60s up in the high desert, where 40s for the San Bernardino Mountains. As far as future wind potential, no wind advisory level winds, but this is kind of the storyline for the rest of the work week for us, because as we get to the afternoon evening hours, I mentioned earlier that low pressure system center that is just off of Point Conception. As it starts to move inland, as we get into our Friday and Saturday, and even a little bit on Thursday, we'll see those winds pick up in the afternoon evening hours. So specifically North Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, areas like that, the wind prone areas, the usual suspects. We'll see those winds get just under 50 miles per hour as we get into the later evening hours, so around 8 p.m. So keep that in mind with your evening commutes. Be safe out on those roads. High profile vehicles, talking to you. As far as relative humidity, yeah, be drying out. We're going to be 5% for the remainder of the week. So dry conditions, clear skies. Friday, that center of the system will be moving inland, as I mentioned. So we'll stay below seasonal for the rest of the week. That monsoon moisture also staying to the east of us. Comfortable for our weekend. This is on the way for next week. The ridge of high pressure building to the east of us will start to warm us up. So unfortunately, above 110 degrees through the first part of next week. Here's a look at your Comfort Air 7-day forecast. So like I said, low average conditions through the weekend. We are 112 on Monday.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, welcome back. We're in the dog days of summer in sports around the Coachella Valley, but we still have some events to look forward to here in the near future. First, it starts in the ring. Valley boxer Manny Flores headlines the card with his main event bout Thursday night at Fantasy Springs, all part of the Golden Boy Boxing Federation. Now, Flores will go up against unbeaten Jorge Chavez. 4 other Valley boxers are on the card from the well-known Diaz Gym. We've got Thermal native Grant Flores, Cathedral City natives Caden Griffiths, and Leonardo Bazooka Sanchez all fighting tomorrow night. The event starts at 5 p.m. We'll have more, of course, right here on NBC Palm Springs. And we released the schedule earlier in the week for the Acrisure Series, but tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. We've got 18 schools playing across 4 days over Thanksgiving weekend. Nationally televised games will be in the mix for the showcase, of course, to show off the beautiful Acrisure Arena. We've also got a couple closer new teams this year. Cal Baptist and University of San Diego will join in on the fun this year for the first time. But Grand Canyon, who had the best student section last year, absolutely rocked it with their band and their student athletes. They'll be back for year 2, so looking forward to that. And I'll leave you with this. We'll take a look at the Valley locals who are now in the big leagues. We'll start with that man there, Taylor Ward, who is actually hitting pretty well. He was hitting about 180 to start the season, but he's climbed up to 231. Power numbers are there, 23 homers, 76 RBIs, as the Angels are still fighting for that final wild card spot. Jeremiah Estrada, you see with a 2.80 ERA, 62 strikeouts, and more recently, Travis Adam got his first major league win in Minnesota, the Palm Desert alum. Well, that'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
2 very different international films are coming to the U.S., each with an impressive pedigree. David Daniel has details in tonight's Hollywood Minute.
Time to cut you down to size! He's not exactly your average kid.
The fantasy sequel, Neja 2, is the year's biggest hit, grossing a reported $2.2 billion worldwide, the highest-grossing movie in Chinese history and the highest-grossing non-English film ever. Now the trailer is out for an English-dubbed version headed to U.S. theaters, including IMAX and 3D screenings beginning August 22nd.
Ukrainian forces have now launched their much-talked-about counter-offensive.
Expected to be the biggest military operation in Europe since World War II.
The Oscar-winning director of 20 Days in Mariupol returns with 2,000 Miles to Andriivka, showing Ukrainian soldiers battling through a heavily fortified forest on a mission to retake a Russian-occupied village. The film won the Best Director prize at Sundance this year. It opens in New York Friday, with more cities to follow, and will air on PBS Frontline this fall. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Fiesta